Okay, now it's recording. Okay, guys, again, good evening to everybody. I hope that you were able to enjoy and rest a lot during these 2 weeks, even if it was just at night. Well, not Jeanette. Jeanette was doing homework and doing all the things because there were no days off for her. So for the rest, I hope that you enjoyed, that you're fully rested, because we have 4 more weeks to go and the bimester it's over. So we're very close to finish. We're literally in the middle. So for today, we're gonna start on unit 8C in page 66. So please go to page 66 because we're gonna start with a reading. Y Alfonso se dio libre, ¿verdad? Él solo se conectó y dejó la computadora ahí. Okay, everybody in page 66.
Teacher, voy a tener que hablar español. Ah, no, ya me dejó. Decía que había expirado mi libro.
Can you imagine?
Que de un código de acceso, dice. Te voy a dar close.
Sí, porque de hecho ese libro se expira entre un montón. Tiene como 2 años para utilizarlo. It shouldn't give you that error.
Ya me dejó.
Awesome. Okay, everybody in page 66 then?
No, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, 66.
Pero vieras que a mí no me deja entrar el libro, me sale cargando.
Yo me tuve que registrar de nuevo. No me dejaba.
Profe, a mí
Eh,
tampoco me deja ingresar al libro.
That is very strange. ¿Qué error te está dando a vos, Yanda?
Nada más me sale como que hay un problema con los libros y ya, como un texto.
Feli, ¿a vos qué te sale? ¿Estás solo cargando?
a mí me acaba de salir, hi, Luis Felipe, welcome to Oxford English Hub. Me sale estudiante y teachers
Teacher, perdón.
o administrador.
Okay, okay. Dime, Rose.
Teacher, bueno, perdón que me meta. Es que ahora a mí me llamaron del TEC, bueno, yo te dije. Y ahí, bueno, el muchacho, no sé, estaba confirmando que yo estuviera como del sistema, no sé cómo explicarlo bien. Pero me dijo como que yo sería como que si yo hubiera congelado el curso, como que si ahorita me hubiera salido. Entonces que no sabe que por qué. Entonces yo le dije que no, que yo ahorita estoy llevando el bimestre completo. Entonces dijo que qué raro, entonces yo siento que tal vez pueda ser eso que les esté afectando.
Que el sistema está fallando.
Sí.
Okay. Thank you, Rose. Que Yanda, maybe cerró el buscador, intentarlo abrir de nuevo, a ver si te da chance. O sea, si te deja, yo te doy chance.
Listo, profe, ya me dejó.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Josue, how about you? Were you able to open it?
Yes.
Awesome. In the case, we're only missing Yandali and Ale.
Teacher, el mío está cargando, pero creo que ya ingresé.
Okay, okay. Démosle como
Teacher, es la
Ajá.
página es 66.
Yes, 66.
Okay, yes,
It
gracias.
says haunted rooms.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, Jana, did it open?
Yes, teacher.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna start reading. Now we're gonna start with the reading that we have in page 66. It's called "Would you like to stay in a haunted room?" Do you know the meaning of haunted? No, you don't know the meaning of haunted?
Hunter
Yes.
es cazador, no.
No, that's hunter.
Es como embrujado.
Exactly. But there is a huge difference, and well, there's no huge difference. They're similar. But hunter, the one that I wrote in the chat, Jeanette, and for everybody, that one is cazador. But this one, the one that appears here, haunted, is embrujado. So would you like to stay in a haunted room? Is pretty much like if you would like to stay en un cuarto que esté embrujado. Would you like to stay in a haunted room, guys?
For me, no.
Okay. Anybody?
No.
No, teacher.
No, me neither. I'm very fearful. Soy bien miedoso. Entonces, la verdad, no me imagino en un cuarto embrujado que todos sueñen o que escuchen voces or something. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to. It just wouldn't work. Okay,
Dios
so
libre.
can you imagine we sleeping in the middle of the night and something like touching your arm or moving your blanket? Oh gosh, no. Or someone talking to you.
No, me da un infarto.
Even two, hasta dos. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this. It says the US is well known for having houses and hotels with ghosts. But did you know there was one in downtown? Sorry, I'm gonna read that. Hollywood. Okay, so I'm gonna be asking you, some of you to help me out reading, and the moment that I tell you to stop, then we move to another person. So let's just start with Jeanette. Jeanette, can you help me reading where it says the Hollywood Roosevelt?
Okay. The Hollywood Roosevelt is a famous Los Angeles hotel situate near the Chinese Theater. The hotel was built in 1927 and has 300 rooms. In the past, many famous people stayed in the hotel, including Marilyn Monroe, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Prince. Montgomery Clift, who started in From Here to Eternity, also stayed there with filming the movie. More recently, the hotel appeared in the movie Catch Me If You Can and the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Thank you.
¿Cómo dice eso? Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Es lo
Sí.
dijiste bien, en realidad, solo es el final donde es como enthusiasm. Okay, Feli, next.
Okay, the Hollywood Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt has the reputation of being haunting. A specialty, no,
Especially.
especially rooms in 102,000 and ¿cómo dice 900?
924.
924. People say the hotel has several goats, including Marilyn Monroe,
Monroe.
Monroe, who
Feliz
haunts
knowing
room.
and his king is Marilyn Monroe. Y yo, he's so young.
Jamás, no sé.
Don't worry.
Okay, and who haunts room in 102,000?
Feli
Chile.
is 12, either 1200s or 1200. No, 100, 2000, porque estarías diciendo un número completamente aparte.
Okay. Entonces sería ¿cómo?
Sería either, hay dos opciones, 1200 or 1200.
1,200.
Mhm.
Okay. She lives there during happier times in one heron. Okay, 1900 era.
Remember that you can like split them in chunks, like 1950s.
Okay, in the 1915.
In the 1950s.
Okay, in the 1950 West say they see Marilyn in the rooms minor
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
You can stop there. Well,
Voy con la otra, con la 20.
yeah, finish where it says 924.
Okay, and Cliff uppers in room 924.
924, correct.
924.
Ale, can you continue?
Teacher Alejandro todavía tiene problemas con su libro.
Cristo. Que ya Andali, te tocó.
Okay, let me see. 12, ¿verdad? Other says.
No, it is a recent guest.
A
Después de
recent guest.
924. 924.
A recent guest in that room reported she got up to open the window and feel someone pat her back. Oh my God, my dog is playing in the kitchen. Others say Cliff plays the trumpet in the room. In addition, other guests claim to see a young girl in blue dress walk through the hotel's hall. When a party-goer went to the hotel's bathroom for an Oscar viewing party last March, he reported that a strange thing happened during the event.
Thank you.
He posted on Twitter, okay.
Rose, can you continue, please?
Teacher, yo no puedo abrir el libro porque la compu no me quiere encender.
You still haven't opened it, ¿no lo has abierto?
No, es que la compu no me quiere encender, entonces estoy aquí intentando y el teléfono no me deja tras de eso.
Okay, don't worry. Jose.
He posted on Twitter fabulous party, but it was very cold in one part of the ballroom. What is ballroom?
Ballroom is like the room where people dance.
Okay. Like 10 degrees
Wow.
colder. Weird. The hotel hosted the first Academy Awards in 1929, Some physics says there is a ghost anxiously waiting in this cold spot. Perhaps he is waiting for his Academy Award.
Can you imagine? It goes waiting for an Academy Award. Okay, but thank you. Just in case, psychics. Some psychics, not physics, but psychics. Because psychics like the people, you know, like who can perceive things and do like things with their minds and all these things.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, guys, is there any word that you don't know? Any word that is not familiar to you? Is everything clear?
Yes, teacher.
What is that party gore?
Where is it?
Number 25.
Oh, a party goer. That's pretty much the way that you call like a person that goes a lot to parties. Like, how can I say it?
Es un fiestero.
Sí. No quiere decir fiestero, pero la verdad es que sí. In Spanish, it should be like fiestero.
Okay.
But yes, there is another one for this one instead of party goer. That is like when someone is like and we say in Spanish, the life of the party, como el alma de la fiesta. That's a party animal.
Animal.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's a very interesting. Let me write it here in the chat. When you say, for example, I don't know, we say Alejandro, it's a party animal. That means that Alejandro es el alma de la fiesta. Le encanta la
Okay.
fiesta and he's like great at it. So that's a party animal.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other word that you guys don't know? Nope. ¿Qué habrá pasado con Alfonso? Let me write to him because it's very weird. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Alfonso says that he's there. We can see you. Nor hear you. You see, Alfonso's computer is haunted. Ay, no, hombre, ¿cuál haunted? Lo que pasa es que ahí estaba fresquísimo él. Digo, estabas ahí comiendo, echándose un snack, cocinando. Ay, qué fresco. Y yo diciendo que la computadora está embrujada. No, embrujado está lo fresco que es este muchacho.
Alistándolo de mañana, aquí poniéndole.
I don't know. Okay, guys, now let's go to page page 67. Okay, which is the next page.
Teacher,
Yes.
ahora que estamos así con ese tema de lugares embrujados. Bueno, yo trabajé en un hospital hace unos años y eras que nosotros tuvimos una compañera que tuvo que recibir psicología porque le jalaron el pelo y le soplaron en la oreja. Y
She's
quedó registrado en las cámaras de seguridad.
El espíritu de la gabardina.
Así que cuando nosotros
Me
hacíamos
muero.
las rondas de 3 de la mañana, íbamos así como con agua bendita cada una.
oh my gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine at 3 a.m. you like walking and then somebody like, oh my God, like blowing on your ear?
Es una niña, se ve la sombra de una niña.
Jesus the Lord.
Yo tengo una historia también.
Tell us
Y,
that
y los
story.
de San Carlos conocen.
Ah, no, cuéntela, cuéntela.
En Cosique NG.
No, está loca, nunca más. ¿En serio? ¿Es en serio?
Sí, claro. Cuando esa
Ah, ahorita-
propiedad se compró, tenía mucho tiempo de estar en venta y la cuidaba un señor que tenía estampitas de santos en cada una de las esquinas que había ahí, hasta en el ático, en la puerta, en este comedor, en este baño, en este todo, porque él, imagínense, cuidar eso. Y después a toda la gente que entró a trabajar ahí, al principio les pasaron cosas como las que ella dijo, sentían algo, les abrían los tubos, les cerraban los tubos, el reloj dejaba de funcionar, pero fueron como 25 cosas. Y esto que llevaron,
¿Pero qué fue lo que pasó ahí?
no sabemos qué pasó, pero sí algo pasaba. Desde antes de que se comprara, algo pasaba.
Ujú.
Y todo el mundo empezó a reportar todas las cosas que les habían sucedido a ellos hasta que se les creyó porque era mucho ya. Y bueno, para la inauguración hicieron ahí como 14,000 bendiciones y a la fecha yo no sé si volvió a pasar algo, no tengo muchos años de no saber nada de ellos, pero tal vez Felipe, que tiene familiares ahí, puede terminar la historia.
Ah, más que miedo, no, no, fíjese que yo nunca había escuchado eso, digamos, sí he escuchado como que algo pasaba ahí, pero nunca me quieren decir como que era lo que realmente pasó. Nada más, o sea, nada más un día
What?
me dijeron como, ahí asustan, pero como me lo dijo un amigo, como nunca como que nunca me imaginé. Y luego un guardia ahí, que es también amigo mío, también me lo dijo, pero de ahí yo nada más fue que nunca le puse mente, y en realidad nunca sabía la historia verdadera de ese lugar, pero
No, ahí es
qué
fijo,
miedo.
algo pasó, pero no sabemos qué, y a todo el mundo que está ahí nadie se puede quedar trabajando mucho solo, y los guardas ahora yo no sé cómo hacen, porque antes solo había cámaras, ahora hay personas ahí en la noche.
Ajá, pero no, qué miedo.
Thank God, nothing like that has ever happened to me. A mí me pasa eso, seguro ya. Me quedo en el psiquiátrico por el resto de mis días.
Yo renuncio y me voy.
No, pero si a mí me pasa,
Yo
la parte
siempre,
que... ¿Ah?
no, teacher, yo siempre veía un chiquito de niña y el chiquito me saludaba, solo que nunca se le veía la cara y el chiquito siempre me saludaba. Mi mamá no me creía, yo de tanto decirle, ella me creyó. Y una vez estaba acostada, dormía con mis hermanos y mi mamá llegó toda asustada, regañándome que porque yo le pegué a mi hermano, que se escuchaba gritando desesperado. Y no, mi hermano estaba dormido, mis hermanos estaban dormidos, entonces desde donde mi mamá vio que no era así, mi mamá quedó pálida, o sea, ella casi asustada.
Oh my
Y a
God.
los años nos dimos cuenta que fue que aquí en Cervantes, y por la carretera principal, un chiquito lo mató un tráiler. Entonces de ahí suponemos que es ese,
No me
pero
digas eso
eso fue hace
porque
años.
por la calle principal, aquí donde yo vivo, o sea, yo no vivo en la principal, pero yo vivo cerca de la principal, y por aquí se murió un chiquito de 14 años hace como 2 meses. Entonces,
Ay, qué bien.
entonces no me diga eso porque entonces ahora ya yo me imagino un chiquito de 14 años que viene a tocarme la puerta.
Ahora dejarle los pies.
Uy, Dios, se imagina. Y yo, chao, todo el mundo, voy para donde mis papás.
Qué
Ah,
chiquito ahí con usted, con sus pies ahí poco a poco, que lo va jalando porque usted pesa muchísimo. Y dice, hoy se viene para abajo de la cama y ahí va poco a poco, usted sabe qué miedo.
can you imagine? Ya, así ya, ahí me muero. Ahí ya me da un ataque al corazón. Okay, guys, actually, I have a video related to this. Have you ever heard about Salem or las brujas de Salem? Salem is a place. So, I mean, like, history says that Salem was a place where supposedly there were lots of witches. So they started a witch hunt. Okay? Ven la diferencia, witch, no hunt, sino hunt. Es una cacería de brujas. Okay? So we're gonna watch a video about what really happened in Salem. Okay? Questions?
Ya sabes dónde vas en tus vacaciones, pero has pensado,
What face, teacher?
No, it's not a page. It's a video. I'm gonna be sharing the video.
Okay.
Okay, let me. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's watch it. Let me see if I have the subtitles. Okay, there you are. There you are.
You've been accused of a crime you did not commit. It's impossible to prove your innocence. If you insist that you're innocent anyway, you'll likely be found guilty and executed. But if you confess, apologize, and implicate others for good measure, you'll go free. Do you give a false confession or risk a public hanging? This was the choice facing those accused of witchcraft in the village of Salem, Massachusetts, between February 1692 and May 1693. They were the victims of paranoia about the supernatural, misdirected religious fervor, and a justice system that valued repentance over truth. Salem was settled.
Hey guys, what do you think about the video? Did you know about Salem and the witches? I think Jeanette said that she did, or mean something.
Yes, I remember some parts. I
Mhm.
don't know,
Okay. Mhm.
but no mm, many details.
Yeah, no, I think it's very difficult to remember all the details because there are many things. And what do you think about the fact, I mean, that they were using children's word against adults and they would kill the adults just because the children, I mean, like a child or children, because there were many, said that you were a witch or a warlock.
Terrible because the children can say that for many reasons.
Yeah. How about the others? What do you think? Wow, you're so opinionated today, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you, we're gonna do something quick. We have time, let me see, yeah, we do have some time. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is the following, but before we do so, in that same page, okay, we're in page 67. Everybody there? In page 67, at the beginning of the page, not on the right side, but on the left side, it says page 162, vocabulary bank, prepositions. Do you see it?
Teacher,
Yeah, me.
how do you say brujas in English?
Witches.
Witches.
If it is
Mas
one,
que quería decir algo.
huh?
¿Ah?
Teacher,
Es
Tell me.
que uh, they have always said that witches take children more.
Yes. They take them away. I think, Ale, you had a question.
No, teacher.
Okay, okay. Okay, where was I? Okay, yes, please click in the one that says prepositions, and we're gonna work on this. I love that the whole thing is about ghost. Do you know the meaning of the word ghost? Yes?
Vocabulary bank, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, the one for vocabulary bank, correct.
Thank you.
So what you have to do, I mean, we have done it several times. You're gonna be matching the words and the pictures. Okay, guys, did you finish?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and check. Tell me.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So the first part says match the words with the pictures. So the first one, let's see, Alfonso. Alfonso, can you do the first one?
In the wardrobe.
Wardrobe, correct. No, the next one, Jeanette, please.
5 in front of the table.
Thank you. Alfonso, did you say the number? Sorry.
Number 2.
Thank you. The next one, Josue.
Number 9 on the chair.
Correct. The following, let me see, Rose.
Number 3, under the bed.
Yes, perfect. The next one, it's already done. Number 1, behind the sofa. The next one, Feli.
Number 7, between the windows.
Thank you. Number 8, Dandali.
8 across from the woman.
Thank you. And the next one, Ale.
Number 6.
Otra vez está el speaker apagado.
Next to the armchair and number 6.
Perfect, thank you. And the last one, Alfonso.
Over the mirror.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna move to the second one that says movement. Match the words and pictures. The first one, Jeanette.
11 from the bedroom to the bathroom.
Perfect. The next one, Feli.
Number 10, it's on the wardrobe.
Thank you, correct. The next one, Rose.
Ay, teacher, me perdí. Sorry.
Feli just said number 10 into the wardrobe. You are with the next one.
Number 14, out of the wardrobe.
Wardrobe, correct.
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Okay.
Josue, the next one.
Number 15, through the window.
Thank you. Dandali and Ale, you can choose which one you want to say.
12 up the stairs.
Perfect, thank you. And Ale?
And down the stairs and number 13.
13, correct. Okay, guys, questions in regards to this one? Nope. Yes, maybe. Nope. Okay. So now what we're gonna be doing is the following. I'm gonna be pairing you up. Let me see. Yes, and there's gonna be like a group of 3, which is gonna be Dandali, Ali, and somebody else. And together you're going to write like the plot. Do you know what is the plot?
No.
When I tell you the plot of a story?
Como un guión.
No, not like that. That would be like a script. The plot is like a summary of the main events or the main ideas behind the story.
Es como una trama.
Exacto. Es como describir en un resumen de la trama de la película. Entonces, it's going to be a complete new story. Something originally made it by you, okay? The idea is that it is related to haunted houses or haunted experiences or something scary, okay? Because that's the theme that we have for today, okay? So you're going to define the stage. That is the first step. Let me write it here, just in case. You're going to define the stage. That is, you're going to describe the scenario, okay? Where does it take place? Does it take place on, I don't know, on a theater, in just a house, maybe in a hotel, or maybe it's just a place, like an entire city, like, I don't know, saying Ciudad Quesada is haunted or something like that, okay? You choose. That is the first one. In the second part, you're going to introduce the characters, okay? How many characters? Who are these characters, okay? Like the people in the story. And for number 3, you're going to tell us the main conflict of the story, okay? For example, I have one over here. It says, a young businessman, Nick Carraway, moves to Long Island in the 1920s and meets Jay Gatsby, a rich bachelor with a mysterious past. Okay, so I'm already giving you a little bit of the scenario, a little bit of the character, and well, 2 characters, and already the theme of the story. Okay, and then you're going to discuss the climax. Okay, so do you know what's a climax? The climax, just in case, is the main event in the story. Okay, for example, in okay, let me see a movie that is very new. Okay, I'm gonna use this one, is very old, but in Avengers Endgame, everybody has watched it. Todos han visto Avengers.
No.
Yes. No.
Alonso, ¿cómo que no ha visto Avengers?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, bueno, Alfonso que acá perdido. Alfonso, but for everybody, in Avengers Endgame, the climax is when everybody starts fighting against Thanos. Okay, that's a climax, like the most exciting and the most stressful moment of the whole story. Okay, that's como todo lo que ha ido pasando lleva a este momento. En el caso de la película de Avengers Endgame, es esta pelea final. That will be the climax. So the part number 4 is that you need to start telling us about the climax of this story. And of course, you are going to be presenting that today. Okay? If we have time. Okay, we'll see that part. But at least you need to try to have that ready. Okay, questions, doubts, concerns? Everything clear?
Entendí, teacher, que es hacer como un resumen de alguna película, alguna historia que hemos vivido de terror. Eso fue lo que entendí.
Ajá. O sea, no, pero no que hayan visto, sino una que, al contrario, que, o sea, una, how can I say it? Original.
Inventarla yo.
Una que sea original, exacto, que sea inventada por vos.
Ok.
Y como tienen tantas historias, entonces realmente creo que tienen plenty of ideas to come up with something, okay? Clear? Yes. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Now I'm gonna send you into the breaker rooms for you to go ahead and plan this story. I'm gonna give you, it's already 7:05. I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. I'm gonna give you until 7:20. At 7:20, I'm gonna bring you back so you can go ahead and tell me or tell us what your story is about. Okay? Clear? I'm gonna take your silence. Yes. Thank you, Beli. Okay, I'm gonna send you right now. There you go. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, so I think most of you are already here. So let's go ahead and listen to your amazing stories. I'm sure I'm gonna be blown away by your stories and how I'm gonna be scared by your stories. I'm sure of it. Okay, so who wants to start? Do I have any?
Otros, teacher.
Mi
Yes.
teacher.
I love that.
Me
Go.
and Rose.
Go for that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. In 1983, at the Parker house, a 14-year-old boy took his own life. His soul was trapped in the house. Okay. When the Parker family settled in their new home, a few days later, paranormal events began to occur. They did not let the girls sleep, and the lights turned on. Steps were heard and the louder of a child throughout the house. The family already tried and frightened by these events. They sought out the previous owners to find answers to these paranormal events. And Rose?
They thought that the best thing would be to go to a father to bless the house. A few days later, the father arrived at the house and felt the bad energy, which immediately, teacher?
Immediately.
¿Cómo?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Yes.
And proceeded to bless the entire house. The Parker family felt a good energy of peace inside the house.
And that's it.
Thank you. That was really good. I liked it. I liked it, and I liked it. I mean, I think it was mysterious enough.
Thank you, teacher. Además, ¿sabes que pusimos un niño de 14 años por su historia de la calle esa?
Oh gosh. Don't remind me of
Cuidadito,
that.
cuidadito, careful.
Ahora ni loco salgo a caminar por aquí. Y menos de noche. Okay, thank you, guys.
Dios libre.
Who wants to go next? We have Josue and Jeanette or Yandere.
Yeah. Me and Jeanette.
Go for it.
Okay, this story takes place at Playa Tárcoles in Costa Rica. The characters are 10 men between the age of 7 and 40 related to each other, two brothers and their children and nephews. These people were fishing at dawn and were nervous because of the dark, because many of them were children and because the grandmother always told them that if they didn't behave well, strange things would happen. The truth is, a man had drowned at the beach, and people say that he appears walking on the beach. At approximately 3 of the early morning, when everything was quiet, everyone saw at the same time that something or someone came out of the sea. Nobody made a sound or said anything.
Sorry. A very black silhouette walked slowly. They all wanted to run, but at the same time, they couldn't move. Fair-sized children and adults. The silhouette got too close. When the one who was closest to the man he was going to find, and some had already escaped, a man absolutely covered in black oil, and only his eyes were visible, asked, "Where is Bar Chepe?" After the great scare, they realized that was being said in the town, and that this was the way to escape from the San Lucas prison.
That's
And
it, right?
that is true.
That's it.
It's based on real events.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes it even more scary. Thank you, guys. That was really good. And we're missing only Dandali and Alice. So, guys, whenever you're ready.
Yes, teacher. Okay. This history is about a ghost in the trauma hospital in Costa Rica. This hospital has many events about this ghost. This spirit is not good. It's dark because many people have felt a heavy environment when this ghost appeared. This spirit is like a tall man, dark, and wear a black gabardine. Anyone can't see his face because it's like a shadow with red eyes.
This spirit appeared at early morning, more exactly at 3 a.m. Many nurses say it have seen him, a priest that visit the hospital and say that the spirit is not good because it's a demon. Actually, these spirits appear in October in some hospital like Trauma, Mexico, and San Juan de Dios Hospital. If you need go to this hospital in October, good luck.
Good luck. I was like, oh gosh, can you imagine? Pa, me pasaba que yo allá en octubre en el hospital, muerto del miedo. Okay, guys, thank you very much for that story. That was really good. Okay, now I need everybody to go to page 74, please.
Teacher,
Tell me.
Alejandro va a enviar la foto del susodicho al
Oh,
grupo.
let's see.
It's a real history because it's in the hospital, in trauma hospital, and I work in this hospital.
It gave me bumps. Ya me dio, ¿cómo se dice? Escalofríos. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
De hecho, tengo una compañera que le dio una parálisis del sueño y cuando despertó lo tenía así al frente en el carro.
Oh my gosh, man. Goosebumps all over my body. Ahora me toca, un amigo, me va a tocar ver la sirenita o algo para que se me baje. Okay, guys, thank you very much for that story. That was really good. And thank you for that information because we didn't know. Ahora ni loco me acerco en octubre. ¿Cuál era el México? Era el Calderón.
En realidad lo han visto en varios.
Ah,
Bueno, digamos, tengo compañeros que lo han visto en el San Juan. Bueno, nosotros en el trauma, de hecho en el trauma hasta tuvieron que ir a hacer una oración y todo. Y en el México y Calderón.
Jesus, man, no me acerco a ninguno de esos. Menos en octubre. Okay, guys, everybody in page 74.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so if you're in page 74, let me see. Wait. No, move to page 75. That's the one that I need you to. Because in page 75, at the beginning, it says grammar, and it says page 140, grammar bank. Wait, I think my iPad is connected. I can actually show you. Okay, this should be the page that you should be looking at. You're already in page 75?
Yes, teacher.
Awesome. So click in this one that says, wait, this one that says page 140, grammar bank. These things we already talked about it. We talked about countable and uncountable, and we also talked about quantifiers, but we haven't talked about comparatives. Okay, so have you ever heard about comparatives or superlatives? Nope. Yes.
No.
Okay, don't worry. Let me go ahead and look for. Tell me.
I have a question. Bueno, yo sé que eso no tiene nada que ver con el tema de hoy, pero es que se me había olvidado, digamos, cuando en una oración se marcaba, digamos, yo quería decir to go to, o to y otro verbo.
Ajá.
¿Qué función tienes tú? ¿El tú?
Sorry, again, ¿qué función tiene el to a dónde?
La oración, o sea, como decir to go to, ejemplo.
Ah,
No sé
that
si voy
is, yes, yes, yes. That is when you're going to a place. For example, when you can say, I want to go to the movies. Okay, these two is to refer that you are moving in that direction. You can, for example, you can also say, I want to go to the Calderon Hospital in October. Can you imagine? In October. Okay. Entonces, again, this two is just to indicate that you want to go to that specific place. Was that your question? ¿Sí te contesté la pregunta, Rose, no era esa? I think we lost Rose. Okay, well, I hope so. Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope she's there and she's okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about comparatives. Okay, so today we're going to talk about comparatives and superlatives. Let me write it here because I don't have enough space there.
Teacher, sorry, se me fue el internet.
Don't worry, but did you hear what I said? ¿Sí escuchaste la explicación?
No, que una segunda oración.
Okay, no, so I have here, kitchen por I was saying, when you, it's this two, that it's the two day, I want to go to the movies, I want to go to the Calderon Hospital in October, right? Rose? Nope, can you hear me? No, I think she's having internet issues. Okay, let's continue when she comes back. Okay, so as I was saying, we're gonna talk about comparatives and superlatives. This is a very, very, very easy topic. And in a nutshell, we're gonna use comparatives whenever we are comparing two things. And we're going to use superlatives whenever we want to highlight the characteristic of one thing or one person among three or more. Okay, so let's start with comparatives. I can go ahead and say, I am taller than Feli. Okay, that means that maybe Feli is slightly smaller than me. Okay, I can also say I am fatter than Feli, which is true because Feli is skinny and I'm not. So this is just me comparing two different things. Okay, these are comparatives. Okay, so you're going to use an adjective. If the adjective has, this is the adjective, right? If the adjective has one syllable, you're going to add ER. Okay, if it has two syllables, wait. If it has two syllables, depending on the adjectives, you can still add ER. But if it has three or more syllables, you can't RER. You're going to say more. For example, you can go ahead and say, my friend is more, let me see. Annoying. I don't want to use annoying, but I mean, that's just annoying. is my friend is more annoying than my cousin. Okay, so I'm using more. Okay, this is to indicate more. If I want to say something less, I would say my friend. I can also say less. My friend is less annoying than my cousin. I also want you to notice that I'm using, let me highlight it with another color, maybe white. I'm also using than. What is than? Than is used to compare. So for example, I like this, I don't know, bottle more than this. Okay, so than is like what or like that, but to compare. Okay, that not for comparing, than yes. Okay, so you can use than to compare two different things. Okay, let's look at the notes that we have from the book. Tell me.
Sí se puede usar el fan o ya.
Sorry, again. Sorry, Rose, I think you got cut out. ¿Qué me dijiste?
En la última oración.
Ajá. My friend is more annoying than my cousin. Ajá. No, Rose, it's not working. But let's do this. No. Thank you for that question. They are different. That, what I'm saying is that they have a similar meaning, but a different use. Okay? Entonces, than, we're going to use it to compare. O sea que than tiene un significado similar a that, pero that no se puede usar para comparar. Por eso utilizamos than. Pero los dos en cierta forma significan que. Entonces, por ejemplo, mi amigo es más annoying, how can I say annoying, como jodión, digamos, que mi primo. Entonces, ese que es para comparar, es el than. Nunca podemos utilizar el that, pero sí que tienen un significado similar, pero un uso completamente diferente. Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, let's go over the information that we have in the book, and then we continue. Okay, it says a whale is louder than a lion. Ven aquí donde está loud. Es ruidoso o yeah, ruidoso in a way. Y el ER es porque como es de una sola sílaba, le agrego el ER and it's gonna make it a comparative. Louder than a lion. Canada is bigger than the US. K2 is more difficult to climb than Mount Everest. Okay, do you see here? Difficult. It has 3 syllables. Por eso utilizamos more, because it has 3 syllables. The next one, my new job is better than my old one. And the traffic is always worse in the evening. Okay? We use comparatives, comparative adjectives plus than to compare two things, people, etc. Okay? Here we can see, this list is very good. Here we can see some examples. Old, older. Nice, nicer. Big, bigger. Hot, hotter. Dry, drier. Healthy, healthier. Tired, tired. Famous, more famous. Expensive, more expensive. Good, better. Bad, worse. Far, farther, or further. Okay? Questions. Ahora sí, tell me. Any doubts?
No, teacher.
Okay, now in that case, let's go to page 141 and let's work in exercise 9C, parts A and B. Okay? 9C, parts A and B. Rose, do you still have the question of that? You can write in the chat, since you cannot open your mic. Okay, you can use that whenever you are pointing at things. For example, I can say, Rose, can you pass me that umbrella? Can you tell me if that movie is the one that we want to watch? Etc. Those examples, whenever you are pointing or mentioning an object, you can use that. Better. ¿O te confundí más? I already added the question there. Okay. You're super welcome. You see, better is it's a comparative because you're comparing two situations, the previous one and the one right now, and you're saying this one is better. Okay, guys, did you finish?
No, teacher.
Okay, no worries. Okay, guys, did you finish?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and check together. Okay, so this one is actually very easy, so we're going to start. The first one is already done. It says write a comparative form of the adjectives. Big, bigger, number one, Josue. Josue, you there? You with us? No, I believe Josue is not with us. He left. Okay, Jeanette, number one.
I'm here now.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was at the
Oh,
restroom. What? It's my number one.
the first one, number one. Hi.
Higher.
Yes. Okay, number two, Feli.
Later.
No, number three.
2 or 3.
Two.
2. Later. Or
Oh, dirtier.
dirtier.
Yes, dirtier. It's dirty, dirtier.
Okay.
Number three, Jeanette.
More important.
Exactly. Because important has 3 syllables in important, so you need to use more or less. Number 4, let me see, Jandali.
Later.
Perfect. Ale, number 5.
And lower.
Perfect. Number 6, Josue.
More bored.
No. No, yes, more board can work actually. Who was next? Feli, 7.
Weather.
Correct. Jeanette, the next one, number 8.
I don't know. Modern than
No, because you'll be too difficult to pronounce.
more modern,
Yes, more modern.
but these have 2 syllables.
Yes, but remember that with the ones with 2 syllables, sometimes you can have more.
Okay.
Which one was it? 8, 9. Jandali and 10, Ale.
9, comfortable, more comfortable.
And 10, happy, more happy.
Nope.
No, happier.
Happier.
Okay, happier.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, let's go for the next one. It says, my sister is younger than me. She's only 18. Okay. So number 1, Jeanette.
The farmer market is cheaper than the supermarket for vegetables.
Perfect. Number 2, Feli.
Italian is easier for Spanish students than is for English students.
Correct. Number 3, Rose. Rose, do you have number 3?
Ay, sorry, teacher, está hablando micrófono apagado.
No worries. You have number 3?
I always feel more tired in the afternoon than in the morning.
Perfect. Number 4, Jandali.
The restaurant is busier than when it first opened.
Thank you. Number 5, Josue.
Come in the summer. The weather is more good in the spring.
No, remember, good is irregular. Con good y bad los dos son irregulares. Good is better and bad is
Oh.
worse.
Okay. So the weather is better in the spring.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Let me see which one was that one? Number 6, Ale.
Okay, 6. I love science. I find more interesting history.
More interesting than history.
Okay. Okay.
Number 7, Jeanette.
7. Cusco is farther from the ocean than Lima.
Number 8, Feli.
I'm more short than my brother is very tall.
I am
more short than my brother. He's very tall.
shorter. Short is only one syllable, so you say shorter. I am shorter than my brother.
Shorter. Okay. Entonces era nada más I shorter than.
I am shorter. I am shorter than my brother. He is very tall.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. Rose, number 9.
The economic situation is worse than it was last year.
Perfect. And number 10, Ale.
Okay. Skiing is more difficult than it soak.
Than I thought. Than I thought it was. Correct.
¿Cómo se dice eso?
Thought.
It sure me sale.
Thought. Yes, is the past tense of think.
Okay. Thought. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, guys, any questions, any doubts, any concerns? Nope.
Teacher, yo pensaba que en la 8 era I more short than.
No. Es short. ¿Ves? Cuando decís tiene una sola sílaba, short. Entonces, por eso decís shorter. I am
Entonces
shorter
nada más,
than.
entonces nada más le agrego la E y la
ER.
R.
Exactly. ER. That's it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay,
Perfect, thank
guys,
you.
you're most welcome. Any more questions, any more comments, any concern?
Teacher, y verdad que easy tiene como 2, ¿verdad? Creo.
Thank you. That's a great point. Easy has 2, but easy is not more easy, it's easier. And that's a very common mistake. Lots of people say, oh, this is more easy. Nope, never. Easier. So you say, for example, this topic is easier than than the previous one, for example.
Okay, y verdad que aquí hay también otra palabra que no me acuerdo cuál era, que también tiene 2, bueno, que se puede usar como de 2 formas. Creo yo, pero no me acuerdo cuál era.
Let me see the previous one.
Bueno, el good creo que tiene better y best, ¿verdad?
Pero es que best no es el comparativo. Best
es como el
superlativo.
El superlativo.
Exactly. Okay. Any more questions, comments, doubts?
Y el también, teacher, el far.
Yes,
no
that one is probably the one that far se puede decir farther or further. Both are perfectly fine. Usted puede elegir cuál de los dos quiere decir y los dos funcionan. Farther con U o con A, farther. Both are perfect. Ustedes pueden elegir el que ustedes prefieran y utilizar ese por el resto de su vida o cambiar.
Digamos, y entre ellos dos no hay como ninguna diferencia. Nada más que lo mismo. Nada más que diferentes. Okay.
La diferencia es más que todo en spelling, pero a nivel semántico, o sea, a nivel de significado, there is no change. They mean pretty much the same thing.
Ok, y verás que en la 9, en band, Yo no sabía que era worse. Worse than.
Ah, worst. Es porque viene de bad y es irregular.
No es que también esa bad tiene otras como worse y algo más. O sea, tiene
Sí.
como otro igual, como igual que
Está
far.
worst, que de hecho creo que probablemente está en la otra página, que es worst, que es el que vimos ahí, y está worst, que es el superlativo, y worst es como el peor. Si yo digo, today was the worst day of my life, o el peor día de mi vida, for example. It wasn't, but that's just an example.
Okay, teacher. Ready.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Nope. Okay, so, para que vean que a veces puedo ser bueno, hoy lo voy a dejar ir a las 8:20. Para no empezar tu tema,
Teacher,
porque si no salimos a las 9. So, tell me.
Anoche, gracias.
Don't forget something important. Esta semana es la que tenemos quiz oral. Entonces, obviamente no se los hice hoy porque yo sabía que veníamos llegando de vacaciones y que probablemente no lo habían practicado en 2 semanas. Entonces, dije, van a venir súper herrumbrados. Entonces, no lo tienen hoy. Se los pasé para este miércoles que viene. Entonces, el miércoles que viene, o sea, sí, mañana no pasó. Mañana tenemos el quiz, just in case.
Teacher,
Tell me.
la nota del quiz que habíamos hecho la vez pasada, creo que fue antes de vacaciones,
Ujú.
que era escuchar unos audios y después de
Ajá.
unas oraciones. ¿No has enviado la nota a eso, verdad?
Sí y no, sí la envié, pero hay 3 personas, se los voy a contar acá, que en el sistema no me están saliendo. Ya estamos trabajando en eso. Yo ya lo escalé, se supone que ya deberían aparecer y sos vos, Rose. Por eso te llamaron hoy, sos vos,
Correcto.
Ale y Alfonso. Ustedes 3 no me salen. Los demás sí pueden ir a ver las 2 notas, yo creo que ya están, que son un oral y otro, el de escucha y todo eso.
¿Dónde
¿Dónde se ve
puedo
eso?
ver eso, teacher?
Vos todavía no, Rose, porque no está no está
Ah.
en Tech Digital, porque no me salís, entonces no salirme no puedo agregar la nota,
Ok,
pero los demás ya lo pueden ver en Tech Digital.
ok.
Entonces, pero apenas me sacas porque como te digo, ya lo escalamos y todo, y de hecho el coordinador hoy ya estaba detrás de eso, contactándolos a ustedes y todo, entonces, apenas ya esté solucionado, ya yo agrego las notas de ustedes y ya automáticamente van a
Ah,
poder.
sí, porque me llamó en la mañana como, y me dijo que yo estaba como que se hubiera congelado el curso. Entonces yo dije que no.
Sí, that's very
Sí,
strange.
nada que
Sí,
ver.
porque yo de hecho, yo le iba a contactar de la semana pasada, pero yo dije no, porque estamos en vacaciones, entonces voy a darle chance que descanse, pobre señor. Y hoy le escribí nada más así como a las 7 de la mañana y le dije, esos 3 estudiantes no salen en el sistema, necesito que se arregle eso lo antes posible para poder agregar las notas. Entonces me dijo que ya se escaló todo, entonces ya estamos esperando nosotros que la gente de sistemas los agregue al sistema. Eso es todo lo que hace falta. Y una vez que estén ahí, yo empiezo a agregar las notas.
Ok, teacher, thank you.
You're most welcome. Guys, any more questions or any more comments?
Y verás que en Tech Digital, cuando era la nota para el nivel 1, bueno, a mí en mi caso nunca me dejó entrar, no sé qué sé, no sé, o sea, yo puse mi correo, la cédula y nada, no me dejó.
Y pusiste tu
Entonces,
cédula sin ningún cero al inicio y sin ningún espacio.
ajá, o sea, todo, todo como venía ¿cómo se llama esto? En las instrucciones para poder
Mándame
entrar.
tu correo y tu cédula para revisarlo y si no lo escalamos.
Ok, listo, perfecto, gracias.
You're most welcome. Okay, guys, any more questions, any more comments, any more concerns? Nope. Okay, that being said, I hope you have an amazing, amazing night. Take good care of you. And I'll see you this coming Wednesday. Practiquen, ¿verdad? Porque aquí el miércoles tenemos el quiz oral. So, take care. Have an amazing night.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, teacher, see you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome. Take care.
Take care.